Duterte, useless on West Philippine Sea. While naval powers US and Australia continue to assert the 2016 arbitral ruling, President Rodrigo Duterte said he cannot do anything against China's claims in the West Philippine Sea, which have already been legally invalidated.
Intends to go back to Subic. I'll just put on record my thought.
The West Philippine Sea is the portion of the South China Sea that is within Philippine Exclusive Economic Zone. In his fifth State of the Nation address earlier this week, the Philippine leader insisted that asserting the Philippine sovereign rights over the West Philippine Sea would mean going to war with China. They, China, are in possession of the property, so what we can do? We have to go to war and I cannot afford it. Maybe some president can, but I cannot. Inutil ako John, Duterte said. Retired Supreme Court Senior Associate Justice Antonio Carpio slammed Duterte's remarks, pointing out that naval powers such as the US, UK, France, Australia, Japan, and Canada regularly sail in the West Philippine Sea. The operations of these naval powers in the West Philippine Sea prove that Beijing is not in possession of the Philippine Exclusive Economic Zone in the area. The president should not say that China is in possession of our EEZ in the West Philippine Sea, because factually China is not in possession, Carpio said in a statement. Australia joined the United States, its longtime ally, in condemning China's expansive claims in the South China Sea, including the West Philippine Sea.
Student fees as a cudgel against Australia.
In a joint statement following the 30th Australian-US ministerial consultations, Australian Minister for Foreign Affairs Maris Payne, Australian Minister for Defence Linda Reynolds, US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and US Secretary of Defense Mark Esper expressed serious concerns over coercive and destabilizing actions in the Indo-Pacific region.
There was talk of expanding war games off Australia's...
In line with the 2016 decision of the Arbitral Tribunal, they affirmed that Beijing's maritime claims are not valid under international law, the joint statement read. The 2016 arbitral ruling sided with the Philippines, invalidating China's 9-line claim over the South China Sea. Beijing, however, continues to reject the landmark ruling and insists in disputable sovereignty over the contested waterway. The top Australian and American officials affirmed that Beijing cannot assert maritime claims over the South China Sea or island groups in the area, which violate the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. Payne, Reynolds, Pompeo and Esper noted that the 2016 arbitral ruling is final and binding on both parties, and stressed that territorial and maritime disputes in the South China Sea must be settled in accordance with international law. They also expressed their support for the rights of claimants to lawfully exploit offshore resources, including relation to long-standing oil and gas projects as well as fisheries in the South China Sea, free from harassment and coercion, the joint statement read.